Welcome once again to Commander by Dayton. As we start our new year, I wanted to try something new for this channel. Today we've got a bracket 4 Krenko deck. But for those who don't want to play at that level, I'll show you how to tone the deck down and make some swaps. Also, and I know it's annoying to keep hearing this, but statistically if I don't ask you to like and subscribe, the video gets fewer subscribers. Krenko Mob Boss is a 4-mana 3/3 legendary goblin warrior. We may tap him. If we do, we create X 1/1 red goblin creature tokens, where X is the number of goblins we control. Goblins are one of the most popular creature types in Magic, up there with elves, dragons, and zombies. And they have a lot of shenanigans. Now, our deck doesn't care if Krenko is on the battlefield or not. We've got a lot of goblins and can win with him or without him. But before we get to our deck list, a quick word from our sponsor, Ultimate Guard. I know I'm sponsored, so you may not believe me, but Ultimate Guard katanas are the best sleeves on the planet. They have gorgeous colors, like these new turquoise ones, are durable and long-lasting, and an absolute joy to shuffle. Let Ultimate Guard protect your cards with katanas. Pick yours up today at your local game store, or order it on Amazon. Link down below. In order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. Oh, one more quick announcement before we get started. I'm streaming on Gaming with Dane as well as Twitch. Sometimes I'm building commander decks, other times I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV, but you're always welcome to pop in and talk about Commander. Honestly, about half my streams are talking about manga, anime, or Commander. Our land base consists of Ancient Tomb, Castle Embreth, Nykthos Shrine to Nyx, Three Tree City, Cavern of Souls, Scavenger Grounds, and 28 Mountains. If you're wanting to lower the budget and bring the deck down from a bracket 4, just replace all the expensive lands with mountains. For mana ramp, we've got White Lotus Tile, Goblin Warchief, Skirk Prospector, Brightstone Ritual, Battle Hymn, Mana Echoes, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Fire Diamond, Cold Steel Heart, Mind Stone, Felwar Stone, Throne of Eldraine, and Solemn Simulacrum. Don't worry, we'll go over replacements for the more expensive ones later on. Our card advantage package consists of Goblin Matron, Conspicuous Snoop, Skull Clamp, Goblin Recruiter, Goblin Ringleader, Moria Marauder, Demand Answers, Thrill of Possibility, The One Ring, Jeska's Will, Chandra Torch of Defiance, and Koth Fire of Resistance. Yes, I consider Koth to be card advantage. We're adding a card to our hand. Also, guaranteeing we have a land drop every turn is great, regardless of your color identity. For interaction and spot removal, we've got Goblin Trashmaster, Chaos Warp, Deflecting Swat, Abrade, Outnumber, Tybalt's Trickery, Pyroblast, Red Elemental Blast, Return the Favor, and You Find Some Prisoners. Lots of ways to keep our opponents in line. For board wipes, we've got Delayed Blast Fireball and Blasphemous Act. Didn't want to go crazy on the board wipes because chances are we'll have the bigger board. The core of our deck consists of Goblin Chieftain, Pashilic Mons, Goblin King, Hobgoblin Bandit Lord, Krenko Tin Street Kingpin, Siege Gang Commander, Muxus Goblin Grandee, Goblin Instigator, Runvelt Horde Master, Legion Warboss, Battlecry Goblin, Beetleback Chief, and Howl Squad Heavy. Supporting our plan, we've also got Goblin Bombardment, Impact Tremors, Perforos God of the Forge, Goblin Chirurgeon, Shared Animosity, Goblin War Drums, Bogart Shenanigans, Goblin Warstrike, Massive Raid, Blood Moon, Final Fortune, Last Chance, Glorious End, and Warrior's Oath. Wanted a few extra ways to close out the game. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 48 mana sources split between 34 lands and 14 pieces of ramp. A little light, but our curve is low and we're a monocolored deck, so it's fine. 12 pieces of card advantage, 10 pieces of interaction, 2 board wipes, 1 piece of graveyard hate in Scavenger Grounds, 1 sudden I win card in Perforos God of the Forge. Assuming we have enough goblins on board, we can just tap our commander and let Perforos do the rest. But we also have a few turn spells I wanted to discuss. Now, people often hate extra turn spells, especially when you stack them, but red doesn't get that hate. Because having one extra turn where you risk it all to close out the game or lose it perfectly encapsulates the feeling of red. How many times have you said, if only I had one more turn, I could have won the game? Well, now you don't have to. However, I do know that some groups have house bans on extra turn spells, so you can just replace the 4 we have in the deck with some goblin token generators. Dragon Fodder, Hordling Outburst, Empty the Warrens, and You See a Pair of Goblins. Next up, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Blood Moon. Easily one of the most hated red spells in Magic, this card shuts down a lot of high-level decks. If they don't have any mana rocks out, of course. But even then, I've seen games come to a complete standstill when Blood Moon hits the table. And because it is mass land denial, this is the card that brings us up to a bracket 4. So if you're wanting to lower the deck down to a 3, just replace it with a Goblin Offensive. Now, what about the other game changers? I already mentioned replacing Ancient Tomb with a Mountain, but we've also got the One Ring and Jeska's Will. I recommend Vanquisher's Banner and Wheel of Fortune as replacements. Yes, Vanquisher's Banner doesn't help our commander draw cards because it cares about casting creatures, but we have a lot of goblins in the deck, so it's fine. You'll note that I'm replacing expensive card advantage cards with more budget-friendly card advantage cards in order to follow our handy-dandy checklist. Finally, the more expensive cards that can be swapped out. Throne of Eldraine is a great Magic card, but at $30+ it won't fit in a budget deck. Instead, we've got Gilded Lotus. Perforos is a great Magic card, but a more budget-friendly replacement could be Mob Justice. Mana Echoes is an amazing card and can lead to explosive turns, but Herald's Horn is a good card as well, and $35 cheaper. Deflecting Swat is also a great Magic card, but Reverberate can also work quite well in this deck. What's important to remember is if you have a deck list that you're happy with, but you need to make some budget changes to it, try to swap card advantage for card advantage, interaction for interaction, and ramp for ramp. Unless cuts or additions need to be made, of course. This way the deck will still function. Do you have a Krenko Mob Boss Commander deck? What's your secret deck tech? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my daughter Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. You can have a video made or just ask for help building or tuning a deck list. I also want to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons. Waffles, Drya, Muffins, Marcus, Brett, Roxy, Alex, Borgie, Congo, Robert, Pye, Kazaris, Patrick, Tiz, Art, Richard, Sint, Boomy, Oster, Justin, Golden Walker, Captain Hammer, Sleech, Mr. Salty, Daniel, and Zombie. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.